Hey everyone, welcome to Neil Talk. My name's Neil.
And it's time to talk more Fallout. And let's face it, I'm just kind of giddy about this show right now. It's everything I could have dreamed it being when I first heard it announced a couple of years ago. It's now been confirmed that there will be a second season. Everything about this show shows that you can do an adaptation of a video game in television or movies well, as long as you have the right people behind it and the budget to do it right. Let's be fair. It's clear that Amazon is spending money on this show. They've invested in it, and the best part is that money is showing up on screen. They've captured the look of the Fallout universe. They've captured the vibe of the Fallout universe, which, to be fair, is a tough vibe to capture because it is so eclectic. It draws on so many different genres. It's, your sort of classic role-playing game, but there's definitely strong horror elements to it. There's a quirky comedy to it. There's a weird, creepy nostalgia to it. And there's an overriding mystery to it, and it all comes together in this weird amalgam that probably shouldn't work, and yet really does. And just because it works in one medium, namely video games, there's no guarantee that it would also work in a more narrative medium like television. And yet they've proven that it can, and it has, and that's just really exciting to me. It shows that it can be done well in an unconventional way, because let's look at other successful video games that have other successful shows based on video games. There's two that come immediately to mind, and they've done it in two very different ways. There's The Last of Us, which took a very faithful approach to the narrative of the game itself. And then there's maybe my favorite thing of the last couple of years, Arcane, which took the seeds of the lore from League of Legends and fleshed it out and gave us this massive backstory, this epic narrative that hadn't been written down or explored before. And Fallout's neither of those things, and yet it's showing that there's a third approach that also works. And this is probably more due to the type of game that Fallout is. Every single Fallout game in the franchise takes place at a different time, in a different location, with different characters. There's very little commonality. There's the odd secondary character that pops up in multiple games, but in general, each one is a standalone story. And what is consistent is the world and the history, the lore of the Fallout world. What's consistent is that there was a nuclear Armageddon in 2077, and certain factions have risen from the ashes, and this is what the world looks like now. And we're exploring that in a new location with new characters in a really exciting way. But it also means that the world is open to any number of narratives, and it can be explored in so many different ways. It's kind of like Star Wars in that way. So I'll be very curious to see, since a season 2 has been greenlit, whether we're going to continue with these characters. I haven't yet, obviously. I'm about to watch episode 5, so we haven't yet seen whether this narrative is wrapped up or not. Are we going to stay with these characters, or are we going to go somewhere else entirely and tell a new story within the Fallout universe? I suspect that we will stick with these characters. They seem to have hit a popular nerve, especially Lucy and Coop, the ghoul. So why not stick with a good thing, so to speak? But this show has the potential for doing something more like Fargo, where you tell an entirely new story each season. But time will tell. In any case, we're halfway through season 1, and we've got a lot more story to discover. What I love about what's happening in this story is we're really embracing the mystery aspect of the Fallout universe. We've established a bunch of mysteries so far, namely, what the heck happened in Vault 32? What's the history between Lucy's dad, Lucy's mom, Moldaver? Why is Lucy's mom's Pip-Boy being used to open Vault 32? Did mom really die in the plague of 77, as we found out last episode? Or did she leave during this famine in Vault 33? I love the ambiguity of our other characters. You know, while Lucy is so obviously a force for positivity and optimism and naivety and goodness, you know, she's preaching the golden rule and that sort of thing. Our other two characters are much more morally gray. Maximus is on a bit of a power kick with his power armor, but he's also living up to the ideal of what he probably has always dreamed a Brotherhood of Steel knight to be. And yet there's lingering questions about how he got there. You know, he clearly let his knight die because he didn't feel his knight deserved the armor. He may have injured his best friend to stop them from becoming a squire. And yeah, he's just a bit of, and to be fair, his mission is very much opposed to Lucy's. So he's probably going to be an antagonistic force at some point during this story. And then we get Coop the Ghoul, who it turns out was the spokesperson for Vault Tech leading up to the war and became the model for Vault Boy with the thumbs up. And that's a great layer. He clearly hates himself. We've literally seen him fire a shotgun at that face that we see everywhere of Vault Boy, thumbs up, and he's turned into something else. He's turned into a gunslinger. He's turned into, you know, the man with no name. There's a very Sergio Leone spaghetti western vibe to the Ghoul, and yet there's also some self-loathing there, you know, but you know, it's also, what is living for 219 years in the post-nuclear apocalypse world do to you? What does life in the wasteland do, especially as your body changes into this quasi-immortal ghoul form? It's fascinating questions, but you know, can he be reached? Will Lucy's kindness rub off on him? Or will he continue to act like the selfish bastard that we've seen so far? Who knows? Who knows? But I'm excited to dive into it. So let's do that now, guys. This is episode 5, and it's called The Past.
Wait. You should brand me.
It's late.
Come on.
Sure.
Please.
It really hurts.
I want you to.
Okay, hold still. Told you. Hurts.
Ah!
Oh, man. Titus and Thaddeus.
The T-Boys!
MT, actually.
There's probably something I should tell you.
I'm officially your squire now. You can tell me anything. Maximus.
Well,
We can still be friends.
Where's Knight Titus?
He's dead,
I let him die.
so
They'll find out.
Uh-oh.
I should have known better than to trust you. I'm sorry.
What does he have in his hand? He's gonna pull his core.
Thaddeus! Don't leave me in here!
I'll fucking kill you, Thaddeus.
You should have. Sticky old head's mine now.
No.
Get back here! Please! Please! Please, no!
Maximus, not a big thinker. Still there. How do you get out without the core? Who's gonna find him? The rad roaches are. The ghoul? Nope. Lucy. He's so in love.
Can you please let me out?
I really want to trust you, but I've had a rough week. I remember that man I left with the glasses and the whole body?
Yes.
Hey, I'm looking for his head.
Hey, you have radiation sickness. I got rat away, left in the sleeve of my armor. You can have it if you let me out.
I really want to believe you, but
Trust me, please.
what's your name?
I'm Knight Titus.
I'm Lucy.
Untrustworthy. Except he doesn't have his shit together enough to screw her over. I honestly feel like she's more competent than he is.
And you've even got the tempered lining in this one, which is...
I'm so happy we've gone back into the vaults.
My mom's pit boy.
This whole Vault 32 mystery is awesome. They're trying to get their way out. We know what's in there.
It looks like they were trying to get into 31.
Oh,
We're leaving.
Dad's from 31. What happened in 31? Oh, I love this mystery.
If anybody asks where we were, I'll have a heart attack.
Norman? Chester? Where have you two been?
We've been planting potatoes.
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
What did you think was in them?
Monsters. That's what people say.
We used my tracker to catch up to your squire, get the head, and take it to the Brotherhood. In exchange for my help, you'll lend me the services of 5 or 6 of your knights to save my father.
They're not going to do that. Brotherhood of Steel is not going to help you.
You could have been lying about the medicine, and you weren't.
Just about your name.
I get that trust doesn't come easily up here. But you can trust me.
It's weird hearing music that isn't part of the game. But that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about this partnership. Oh, Betty's running too.
I'm sorry, Reg. I just feel that in times of crisis,
Hey, it's your vote.
just all the uncertainty.
Really, it's fine. We vote in private booths for a reason.
Right. Betty's already been overseer once.
Oh, has she?
I'm gonna vote for Betty.
Yeah, we
that
get it.
much.
So is he.
Who am I kidding?
Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years? After the bombs fell.
The bombs fell when I was a kid.
Is that what they tell you in your Brotherhood? We're naive down there. Up until I was 6, I really thought that the big light on our farm was the sun. After my mom was gone, I realized it was just her that made it all feel so real. So, like, Earth is round, Earth is flat. Where are you guys at on that these
The triannual trade. Yeah. Oh. 31 keeps sending overseers to 33. Huh.
My honor to announce that
What's going on in 31?
98% majority, Betty Pearson has been elected Vault Overseer.
What is going on in 31? They do a lot of
Congratulations,
dessert
Overseer.
in Vault 33. It's so sinister. What's it all about?
It's weird.
New characters? I don't think we recognize them, do we?
You armed? No!
Yes, we are.
Are you armed? No.
Give me your gun.
They said they're not armed.
They're lying.
You're lying. I think we're all feeling some tension. Yeah?
What the fuck are you talking about?
How about we all raise up our arms? Please? 1, 2.
Okay. I love the makeup on her finger. How long is it going to stay gray? Uh-oh. Yeah. He got hit.
Fiends. It's just a scratch. Happens all the time.
What's a fiend?
It's people who eat people.
I hate it up here.
Yeah. All right, well, we got another gun. Too bad, Woody.
You ran a great campaign.
I know. Must have put 10 posters up.
When things look glum, vote for somebody from Vault 31.
Oh, interesting. They've got this. They know they're doing it. Outsiders have greater respect.
You don't think it's weird that we always elect an overseer from Vault 31? It's a powerful slogan.
And things always look glum.
Not to mention Steph's from Vault 31.
Is she?
How's Vault 31 different from here?
What did your dad tell you?
Not much, actually.
That it was a distant
That's why I'm
memory.
asking.
Maybe the mashed potatoes were a little better?
Oh, it's suddenly so sinister. Oh, this is awesome.
What?
I haven't played the first Fallout, but I think
This isn't
Shady Sands is part of it.
real, right? 34,000 people lived here after the war. The purpose of my vault was to come up to the surface one day and restart civilization. It's Reclamation Day. It's what keeps us all going. And
It's already been done, sort of. It failed.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it didn't work out.
I love how he shrugged off his gunshot. It is just a scratch. It's just like in the game. You get hit. Stimpak, you're better. Dang. Point of impact.
It's the same thing that always happens. Everyone wants to save the world. They disagree on how.
I wonder if anyone survived.
I did.
Oh, this is where he's from? The Indiana Jones fridge. So it was during a bomb.
We should keep moving.
So the Brotherhood bombed Shady Sands. Okay, not a scratch.
We have to get you something.
We need to get the head.
The head can wait.
Okay, not just a scratch. Hawthorne. I wonder if they make wipes.
There could be anything in there.
Yeah. Like a first aid kit.
It's Vault Tech.
Lucy! Lucy.
Well, encouraging, but what are we gonna find? Oh. It's a trap.
These vaults of ours are too sacred to leave empty. We'll be moving into Vault 32 in the coming weeks to start anew.
What?
It's all cleaned up. What on earth? Who cleaned it up? Who's perpetuating the lie? It must be 31. What is going on? Is it fresh paint?
3 democracies and
Oh,
3 vaults.
they didn't get all the drops of blood.
We are the lucky ones. Find anything interesting?
Great job cleaning up.
The raiders destroyed so much, but not our spirits.
When my mother died, what happened to her Pip-Boy?
It was buried with her.
How are you so sure?
I buried her myself. Me and your father.
Oh, what is going on? I am so intrigued. I love it. That computer was working. It's been destroyed since. Oh, he's been patched up. What is... So curious. I love this. They're in a vault. Well, it's a Vault Tech facility anyway.
Where are we?
It's okay. We'll be all right.
She just trusts Vault Tech so much.
You're in the best place in the world.
Is this Vault 31? What's on their
They're in a vault.
What's on their backs? I'm trying to read the reflections.
Someday it's just a matter of time.
Schools are one of my favorite dungeon crawls in the game. Creepy stuff happening in schools. I'm loving this. We noticed right from the beginning, those of us who know the game, that this structure of connected vaults is totally new. In the game, you always just come across a random vault with its own entrance. It's self-contained. They don't interconnect normally, but now we've got these 3 vaults in this this linked nature that's super intriguing, and it's noteworthy when you first learn that you 32 and 33 can trade with each other without ever going to the surface. But now we're learning so much more, and yet the mystery is even bigger than before. We learn that yes, there's triannual trade, not just of seed and resources, but of people to keep the genetic pool fresher, so to speak. But there seems to be a steady flow of people from 31 to 33 and to 32. I think they said it happened at 32 as well. That 31 basically exports overseers, including Lucy's dad. So what's going on in 31? Why is there this slogan when things look glum, look to 31? Why? What is it about? Then why are the people of 33 so willing to genuflect before the 31ers? What's going on? But now we have a new 31 X-31 resident in Betty as the new overseer, and we're going to repopulate 32, and somehow or other 32 has been cleaned up overnight. The bodies are all gone, the blood is all painted over, the working overseer's computer was destroyed, and Betty is certainly suspicious of Norman. I love the mystery of it all. Betty buried Mom, but did she? How did that Pip-Boy get out there? Did Mom actually die in the famine of 77? Like, we don't know for sure that Norm is younger than Lucy, but he certainly feels like a younger brother. But they were both kids. It sounds like Lucy was about 6 when Mom went away. But it's interesting that, Lucy doesn't say Mom died, but that could just be, using euphemisms. Although, the conversation she's had with her father, there's no doubt that Mom died as far as Lucy's concerned. But maybe that's not the truth. If there really was a famine back in 77, then maybe some people were sent out into the real world to look for help. In case of famine, wouldn't they be reaching out to the other 2 vaults as well? Maybe there's protocols against that. That's entirely possible, but it doesn't seem very humanitarian for a society that prides itself on its progressiveness, its egalitarianism, its meritocracy-based day-to-day functioning. It's just really, really intriguing, and I can't wait to find out what's the sinister underpinnings of it all. I've spoken about in the past how Vault Tech was doing all sorts of nefarious things with the vaults, and I like that we're not straying away from that. I like that there's a mystery going on here. The big question is, have Lucy and Maximus stumbled upon Vault 31? It wasn't clear in the reflections that we saw at the very end there what number was on their uniforms. We could dig in, go frame by frame and maybe read them. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Vault 31. And it looks to be thriving and healthy and just super curious. Super, super curious. And this is what I love about the show, is it inspires that curiosity. And there's going to be some crazy horrors revealed. So I can't wait to find out more about those. But we're going to go into whatever vault that is next episode. That's going to be really cool. We didn't see what was up with our ghoul this episode with Cooper. Presumably he's just recuperating, just as we didn't get Maximus last episode, we didn't get Cooper this episode. So we focused on Maximus and Lucy teaming up. Maximus made the mistake of revealing himself to his squire, and he was immediately betrayed is the wrong word. Shut down, though, is certainly appropriate. Tiberius, is that his name? Just, took away his fusion core. I was interested whether we would get into fusion cores. Power armor needs fusion cores to operate in the game, and anything more than walking burns through them pretty quickly, so you always need to have a couple spares. And if you don't, then you really have to use your power armor sparingly. So it's a part of the gameplay that I wasn't sure whether they were going to touch on in this game, but they really are staying loyal, and it does come into play here in the story as well, which is a lot of fun. So the power armor is non-factor at the moment. And Tiberius has the head, and he's presumably heading back to the Brotherhood of Steel, and he will presumably tell them that Titus is dead and Maximus is impersonating him, which won't be good for Maximus. Maximus is such an interesting character. What I'm really enjoying about this show is our main characters have talents, but none of them are what you'd consider traditionally heroic. Lucy's certainly an idealist, and she has some skill, but she's all her naivety is, if she was completely on her own, it doesn't bode well for her survival. She's too quick to trust, and she's learning that lesson. It took her a moment to trust Maximus with her radiation sickness. She wasn't quick to let him out of the suit. But that whole scene crossing the bridge against the two fiends just showed her willingness to trust strangers in a world where you really can't do that. And I keep coming back to the ambiguity of Maximus's personality. He has ideals. There's a phrase he uttered back in the first episode, which I keep coming back to. I keep pondering on. When he was being questioned by the cleric after his friend cut their ankle up, he was asked, why did you join the Brotherhood of Steel? And he said, to hurt the people that hurt me. And now we're learning a little bit more, and it sounds like he's from Shady Sands, the capital of the new California Republic, which was bombed. And based on his flashbacks that we keep going back to, him crawling out of the refrigerator and seeing his first Brotherhood of Steel knight, this image that in the past has been all about him being inspired to be one of these knights. They were some sort of paragon of virtue, that they're these paladins. I wonder if he's if he blames the Brotherhood of Steel for destroying Shady Sands, presumably killing his family. And if that's the case, did he join the Brotherhood of Steel to hurt the Brotherhood of Steel, to hurt the people that hurt him? If he blames the Brotherhood of Steel for all of this, then is he looking for some semblance of revenge? And what does that look like? Or am I way overthinking this? And is he just a character that doesn't have a real plan? He doesn't feel like he's got an organizing principle. He feels like he's very much reactionary. He makes spontaneous choices that aren't necessarily well thought out. He has moments of real honor and virtue and others of really questionable morality, and not necessarily with any singular purpose in mind. So I'm very curious to see what he's all about. He's an interesting character. He just doesn't feel like either a hero or an antagonist. He feels much more unshapen, lacking purpose, but he's intriguing. And yeah, I think that's the number one thing I am after these episodes, is I'm just so intrigued. I'm accepting the the production value of the show at this point. Like I love the look, I love the feel, I love the writing, I love the performances, I love the music, I love the cinematography, I love all of that. But what I'm really appreciating now, every scene, every episode, is the writing itself, the story. It's 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 got its hooks in me, and I can't wait to find out what happens next. So keep an eye out for my reaction to episode 6. I'll get it out as soon as I can. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified as soon as I get my reaction out. And until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.